coming this evening. We appreciate you coming out. I know that there's still some people who are stuck in traffic. Even a couple of our speakers are fighting through traffic right now, but we're going to go ahead and get started. It's not fair to make you wait. I'm Sabrina Smith. I'm from Gwinnett County. I'm with Georgia Watchdogs. I'm also with Gwinnett Citizens for Responsible Government. We advocate for open government issues. Georgia Watchdogs is an initiative of a number of organizations across the state of Georgia that have bonded together to do town hall meetings across the state of Georgia so that we can teach more people what options are available to them to learn more about their local government. Most of you are aware of the fact that Georgia has some ethical issues. I think you're dealing with some of those here in Paulding County. We've definitely had them in Gwinnett County. And unfortunately, we found that there are similar issues throughout the state of Georgia. So we're working hard to make sure that taxpayers throughout the state of Georgia know what they can do to take an active role in their local government. The Center for Public Integrity ranked Georgia dead last in government ethics and transparency, and we're going to work to change that. Many of you are aware of some of the stories you've seen in the news having to do with the Georgia Ethics Commission. It's pretty bad when the FBI is raiding and subpoenaing the Ethics Commission. And as you know, the former head of the Georgia Ethics Commission just won a lawsuit against them. So being dead last in ethics and having the problems that we have had at the Ethics Commission, we have a lot of work to do. We appreciate all of you for coming out here tonight and wanting to take an active role in ensuring that some of the things that have happened in other parts of the state don't occur here in Paulding. We're going to get started this evening with our first speaker, James Bell with Georgia Taxpayer Alliance. James has been working on issues like this for many years. He came over in Gwinnett when he realized that we were having some of the problems in Gwinnett, came over to help us, and was one of the first people that I talked to when I got involved in this many years ago. Recently, he spent the entire legislative session working on the medical marijuana for children and was defeated there at the last moment on the last day. So that was very sad for a lot of families throughout the state of Georgia. James is going to be back next year working on that issue and many other issues. James, I'm going to hand this over to you, and I'm going to let you talk about what people here in Paulding should be aware of and what they can do.
Excellent. We'll all put this back here. First of all, thank you for being here. And thank you, Sabrina. I formed Georgia Taxpayers Alliance, I think it's 2007. It branched off from Douglas County Taxpayers Coalition. And, excuse me. Thank you. Douglas County Taxpayers Coalition, we had 3 SPLOST tax come up, and we defeated 2 of them. It was over about $120 million. They wanted to build a prison in Douglas County, and so we said, no, we've got better things to do. I thought we could do better things with our money than to spend build a 1,500-bed prison in Douglas County. And from that, I said, okay, this is, activism's good. I've been an activist for 25 years on various issues. So I got involved, formed the Georgia Taxpayers Alliance. I said, okay, what we did in Douglas, maybe we could take that onto the state level. And we got involved. We kind of used it as, kind of kept the organization in my back pocket. When I needed it, I pulled it out. And the next time we needed it was for the transportation SPLOST, and I was one of the people of dozens of people around the state that were out at town hall meetings and forums speaking against the tax. We didn't like the regionalization of it. Quite frankly, there was legal issues. We thought there was legal issues with it, and quite frankly, a lot of bad projects that were just not needed. But tonight, we're going to talk about open records and open government, and this is what this is a hopefully this is where the Georgia Watchdogs will be going, trying to educate people more about openness in our government, open records, open meetings. And I think what I want to do is kind of give you an example of some of my experiences, what I've had with both open records and open meetings. First of all, let's start with the Board of Education in Douglas County. Once upon a time, they had it. Our meetings were on Monday. The prior Thursday, you were required to fill out the agenda form to speak the next Monday. Well, the agenda didn't come out until the next day on Friday. So this was some little clever trick that somebody schemed up in Douglas County to keep the taxpayers and keep the public, keep the parents off guard. That is, you would never know what's going to be on Friday's agenda because the deadline's on Thursday to sign up. You basically have to just sign up for every meeting in order to participate. So what happened? We started complaining, and after a few complaints, and after a few, hopefully we embarrassed them a little bit, and got a story in our local paper. They changed it. You still have to sign up by Friday for the agenda on Monday, and there's still no rules set that if they add an agenda item on Monday that you can even speak to that issue. If you were not aware of it, how do we know we're even going to be there? Another issue with our Board of Education was this antiquated tape recorder quit working. So they decided, well, we're not going to tape record meetings anymore. And I thought, no, you're going to record meetings. You need to preserve that as a public record. That clerk or that secretary that's transcribing that needs to know exactly what was said, when it was said, and who said it. And so by simply, so I signed up, jumped over the hoop, I signed up on Friday, Monday night. Monday morning, I got a call from the superintendent saying, oh, James, we're going to fix this problem. You don't need to show up Monday night. I said, no, I'll be there. I'm going to speak to the issue. They spent $1,000, bought a new digital recording system. And of course, now, once they record it, those are a matter of public record. They should not destroy those unless it is documented. Records cannot be destroyed unless they are documented. So if there is some dispute about what was said at a meeting and there's no tape recording of it, and it's simply the memory of the secretary who was there transcribing, I believe there's going to be a problem. And you can see how it could benefit those who want to keep the information and those that want to do away with public record, how that would benefit them. I had one experience in Douglasville. They were building a conference center, and I believe it was a conference center. Perhaps it was a conference center and a police station. Well, we found out that they were buying $600 trash cans, okay, and $800 swivel chairs. So I wanted to see what else are they buying. So I wanted to see what the line item list of everything they was going to purchase to put in that facility. So I went to the office. I did open records request. If you don't know about open records request, if you go to the website, there's information at the website about how to file an open records request. You're certainly going to get a lesson when you do that about how they try to keep you from viewing the records. I got there. I got an email back saying, James, we've got the file for you. It's only going to cost you $250 for this notebook. And so I went and talked to the city attorney, had a conversation with her. When I left the office, she gave me the book and said, James, here, you can have this. So by talking, don't take no for an answer. And if they're charging you too much and you feel like they charge you too much, they can charge you 10 cents a copy. They can charge you per hour for research and compiling of information. They do not have to create documents for you. So I left there with my $250 worth of material and additional copies. I left there paying $2.50. So they're going to try to put up every hurdle, every obstacle in front of you to keep you from getting the information you're requesting. I just did an open records request with the Douglas County Development Authority about a feasibility study for this resort they want to build in the woods, in the floodplain in Douglas County. They want us to put up $40 million to build the infrastructure for some developer who has been bankrupt many times, and we were skeptical. Well, they have an online form. You've seen the online forms. You put your information, you send it to them. Well, a week goes by, never hear back from them. You know, they got 3 days to respond to you on an open records request. Either it's available, it's not available, or we'll have it for you today, tomorrow, or a month from now. They have to notify you within 3 days. A week goes by, never heard from them. I send another email. I left a phone message, and they call the attorney. Calls me back and said, James, we just never got that email. We're trying to, what did he say? We're trying to pull it down from the cloud. It was trying to pull my email down, and they just couldn't find my email. So I said, okay. I found the right email address, an actual email address, sent it to both the director and the lawyer. And of course, you know, there are no PDF files. There's no electronic files available for this 200-page document they claim. Actually, he never claimed there was not a PDF file. He just said that we have this book available, and if I want it, I'm going to pay 10 cents a copy and per hour to make it, to have the copies made. So I'm praying that they got one of those fast copiers that it doesn't take them an hour and a half or 2 hours to run off 200 copies. So these are some of the hurdles that you're going to experience if you do open records requests. Everything that is produced by our government should be stored in some form or fashion. It's better to ask for the documents sooner than later, because after a period of time they are boxed up and they are stored in a warehouse somewhere, and it takes more time to retrieve those documents. Fortunately, Douglas County has a very good archivist, Becky, who has done her job and has provided me with virtually everything that I've asked there, and has been very upfront with everything and has been prompt to respond to me. Well, that's a few of my experiences with open records. Open meetings. I'm sure some of you may have been through this. You can record open meetings. You can audio record them. You can video record them for your own record. The Douglas County Board of Education does not video. They are not online. This is 2014. We've got this guy can put that image on here. We can certainly put an image at the Board of Education onto the internet so that people who cannot make it there, we're either working, disabled, or whatever, can actually view these meetings. So if your meetings are not being televised or are not being recorded, either do it yourself. What I'm afraid of is that when I ask the Board of Education to provide us with video, government can't do anything for $100,000. So I can just see them saying that the video system is going to cost them $100,000 to install in Douglas County, so we can sit home and watch it. So there's a pitfall. Be careful what you ask for, because you may actually get it. So I want to thank Roy. I want to thank a lot of people I've worked with locally at the Capitol. A lot of people. I've worked with people in Hazelhurst, Ellijay, Georgia. What goes on in Douglas County, what goes on in Paulding County, goes on there. It goes on in Gwinnett. It goes on in Fulton. It goes on in Clayton County. Don't think that you're unique with your open meetings and open records and all that. It's almost like they're reading from the same script, okay? It's like somebody sat down and wrote the script from them. In fact, they have. It's called the Georgia Association of County Commissioners. It's the Georgia Municipal Association. It's all these groups that are out there that we pay money to be memberships of, and they teach these governments how to basically find those loopholes and those gray areas in the law. And I think they're actually proud of what they do when they try to keep us from getting the open records. But I'm James Bell with the Georgia Taxpayers Alliance. willing to talk with anyone about these issues. If you need help with open records or any issues with meetings, give us a call. We'll be glad to talk. So thank you, Sabrina.